So a parent has written in and said, my 4-year-old is beginning to say more words and bonding more with us, smiling more, being more loving and making more eye contact. We are doing PECS, speech therapy, and Gemini, and in an autism school. So I think that's wonderful. The one thing I didn't see on your list was doing ABA. And I know that this parent also asked a question about how we feel about the Sunrise program. And so I think that everything that you're doing on this list is really cool. But I would love to see some ABA in there because it is the evidence-based treatment for exactly what you're talking about. I'll bet that you're doing some ABA with the eye contact and with the PECS and in the autism school, but I would love to see a 4-year-old have a bigger program. Evelyn, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, really, we're looking at ABA as the main, it's the only research-backed program, you know, that shows that it's effective and that it's what works. And that's why, you know, when I first started this, I didn't know what I was doing. And, you know, I listened to this talk about, you know, all of these things, but it really is, if you, ABA, it has the research backing across all levels and people on the spectrum of abilities. So that is what works. I know that, you know, people use other programs, but there isn't really a lot of research that is showing the effectiveness across the board in other types of therapy right now. So that's why Shannon is, she's going to be an advocate just because her son's whole life changed for it. But I think that
my life changed. My life changed too. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, I know it works. I have a lot of kids who are out there now in their 20s and just, you know, living their own life. And there's not very many people out there who can say the same thing. I realize I always say that it's been amazing for me to see. There's just so many, I have so many adults now that I don't even know where they are or who they are. That's how many kids I have just functioning on their own, and their parents, you know, don't, you know, nobody knows anything really. And I just actually found out one of my kids is at Yale this year. She's a freshman.
Love that.
Dying. When you know, we were laughing because I heard their name just popped in my head, and I typed in just Google. I typed in her name, and she came up in our high school newspaper, you know, list of where everybody's going to school. And I saw a video of her, and she was just talking like, hey, I just want to help people. And I just believe that if you're going to do something, you should just do your best and everything. And I was so proud.
Yeah.
But I just have a lot of those adults now. So
well, that parent has gone on to say, my son is saying new words every day. He adores flowers, grass, leaves. Can I use ABA and PECS to develop that vocabulary around his interests? Yes,
definitely. If anything, that's going to make him talk more. And there are some kids who do better with the visual icon at the beginning. And it's almost like the entrance into the world of talking out loud. And they learn it with a PEC, with an icon first, and then they start to use it. And if it's something that they love, definitely use it to teach them all the interests, all the words. You know, they need more and more. Even if in ABA programs, you know, they will teach vocabulary, but I always tell parents, you're the one that is with him all the time. So that when they're not in ABA, he has to learn words on his own. And initially it might be an ABA, but then it goes to the parent, and then it goes to himself where he's able to learn words on his own. And so definitely use all the things that he loves. He's going to want to talk about it forever.
I would go so far as to say that's one of the hallmarks of good quality ABA, that you absolutely should be using the things that the child loves and adores, because that's who they are. And we want good ABA should be reinforcing. Good ABA, there's going to be times when it's going to be challenging and frustrating, but ultimately it should be really reinforcing for the kiddos. I love when I'm talking to parents and they go, oh my gosh, my kiddo is so excited to go to the center, or they're so excited when the therapist shows up at their door. And that's the way it should be, folks. That's a hallmark of good ABA. They're going to get frustrated sometimes. Absolutely. There were times that my son cried because he was frustrated. There were times when he would be mad because he couldn't get something. But I would say 99 out of 100 times, he was so thrilled when the therapist came to the door, because they were there to play with him and to teach him and to help him grow. And he got all kinds of attention and good, opportunities to play. He loved it. And that's the way good ABA should be. Now, somebody asked a question earlier in the crawl about behaviors, and should ABA be targeting behaviors that are just atypical, or should they only be targeting dangerous behaviors?
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.